أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Let us begin with reciting Surah Al-Fatiha as the starting of the Quran, plus also so many people are losing their life every day in Gaza. Just remember them also. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Alhamdulillah, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us the opportunity to continue with Quranic Arabic courses. This is level 2 online course, although because there are a number of new students, beginners, we are going to revise today in the entire class. We are going to revise the first 7 or 8 sessions, inshallah, and then we'll continue from there. Also, we'll give you a chance to ask questions, or you can also unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can even put a question in the chat box. I can see that there are a number of new faces, but there are also those who are part of level 1. So please bear with us, those who are part of level 1. If you see us repeating some of the sessions, it is because for the benefit of those who will join this session, as well as also for the revision class, inshallah. So as we said, we are going to run for 7 Monday evenings, beginning today till June 10th, inshallah. Most probably there will not be any kind of cancellations, but if there is anything, we are going to try to make another class for that. We will, for example, perhaps try to conduct any other day of the week, but inshallah, we will not be required to cancel any classes. We'll start at 8:30 p.m. Today the time was 8:34, but in case if the time becomes late, then we'll start the class, stop in say namaz and continue. But today, of course, because the time was 8:34, so we started with namaz, inshallah. So it is important that, as we said, that make sure that all of you have a translation of the Quran in front of you as we are doing the class. We'll be using the translation of Quran, with a phrase-by-phrase translation by Ali Kuli Karai. So if you have this translation, it will be good because we are also going to mention page number. It becomes easy for you to follow. As well as he has translated phrases by phrases, so it becomes easier to follow also, that's why. But you are welcome to use any translation. Even, for example, if you prefer using a Urdu translation, a French translation, a Gujarati translation, that's fine with me. But make sure that you follow. And the text, you can either buy it online. You can try to, for example, just Google and see that if you can get the text, or you can, for the time being, you can just download. We have Unit 1. This text has 3 units. First unit has 26 lessons, so which will last for at least 2-3 levels. So you can download just those Unit 1 from our website, and of course you can use it. There's no problem. But we will be using the text all the time. Yeah, keep in mind. Where do we buy the text? Is you have to just check online. No, the publisher of this is Ikra Educational Foundation. So first of all, just take the book and Google it, and then inshallah you should be able to find who is selling it. No, whether Amazon is selling it or the publisher themselves, if you would like to buy it. But just now you don't have to rush buying it. As you know, 26 lessons already are there on the website. So as you wish, inshallah. So we go to the next slide and I start course objective. Now it is important, although some of you were there, but just a reminder, what are objectives for the course? What are we trying to achieve? It is always important to keep the objective, right? For example, when you leave your home in the morning, if you are going to work, that is the objective. So you will accordingly drive towards the work. You know which road to take, which street to take, which highway to take, right? So objective is very important. So as we continue with this course, or start the course, What are the objectives? First important is to appreciate the Holy Quran. Because just now, those who don't understand Arabic, we read the Quran from its translation, which is fine. But every translation is an interpretation. Keep in mind, it's not the exact word of Allah. Is it the understanding of a human being? For example, we have been conducting Quran exhibition, Quran translation. So just now, from 1649 to 2024, 375 years, Quran has been translated in English 150 times. So why so many times it has been translated? Because every time when a translator who has started his work, he must have looked at the past translation and must have thought that no, the previous translation does not do justice or does not convey the message required. So then he or she tries to translate, right, in their own way. Again, that translator does something, somebody comes later on and says, no, this should be done better. So this shows that every translation is a human understanding, human interpretation. Okay? I would like all of us to appreciate Arabic, Quran, language of the Holy Quran, right? To appreciate Arabic, language of the Quran, Holy Quran. That means we try to understand the Quran in Arabic, not as it was revealed. Allah Himself says 11 times in the Quran that He has revealed Quran in Arabic, right? And these are the verses we have given. Try to recite these verses, see the translation, and reflect on them. What is Allah trying to say? Okay? So to appreciate the language, experience the original divine message. Keep in mind that the Quran was revealed in Arabic, and when you read in Arabic, then you understand the original language, original message. Otherwise, it's just understanding interpretation of a human being. So Tilawa has had, plus also if you recite in Arabic, history is telling us that Quran Tilawa, when people listen to Quran Tilawa, it has had a huge impact on this audience. A listener listening to Quran, even if they don't understand, they feel that no, it is something very special. Imagine when you understand it. The early Arabs were touched by the Tilawa. One of the things which a prophet used to win his converts and audience towards Islam is through Quran, right? And there are a number of examples. For example, there is a Fuzail highway robber who, when you listen to this ayat number 16 of Surah 57, Allah says, Alam ya'ani lilladhina amanu an tuksha qulubuhum li dhikrillahi wa ma nazala min al-haq. When he was a highway robber, but when he heard that ayat, he said, indeed the time has come for me to change. Because Allah says, has not the time come that a person humbles, towards the truth, right? And for what has been revealed. So this is it. The Quran has the impact, right? Use Quranic words. Also, what object is that we try to, every time you come across a new word, try to build your vocabulary. Okay, you can put in a pocket, take a pocket book, for example, a small pocket book, or for example, small pad, right? It's just pad. And whenever you find a new word, just write it. Write it down and keep it with you until you memorize that word. So you can keep that. For example, this is just a small pad, right? I'll just write a word. For example, here is meaning. You can keep it in your pocket, carry it with you until that time. For example, 1 day, 2 days, as you are going to work, keep it with you and until you learn the words. So try to build your vocabulary. Quran is about 77,000 words. 32,000 words appear often. So out of this, you can see 32,000 are the words which appear often, 41% of the Quran, of the words. So we try to target those words which appear again and again. So every time when we come across that, we understand it. Also, there will be phrases of Quran. That's why we say this phrase by phrase Quran. So the Quranic phrases will come across which are beautiful. Try to memorize those phrases so that you can sometimes use it in your discussion when you talk to your family, your children. You use those phrases, right? And learn simple Arabic grammar because the grammar is a fuel, right? The way we need fuel, for example, in the car, electricity, whatever it is nowadays, right? In the same way, grammar is very important. Without grammar, it's just bones and flesh, but we know we need that fuel, that blood to run the body. So blood, the lifeline of the body is the blood, right? The same way we need that, language to survive, we need grammar. So often as we cover these classes and lessons, you'll find that we will be discussing a number of grammars. And that is something which people get put off now, because they say grammar is something which is beyond me and I cannot follow. No, we can do that, inshallah. Now, there are people who are non-Muslims became Muslims. There are non-Muslims who are no, even not Arabs, and they have mastered the language and they've translated it. Right, subhanallah. Out of these 150 translators, maybe almost half of them, or even 60 or 40%, are non-Muslims who don't even believe in Quran, who don't even believe Islam, but they have studied the language and translated into English, you can imagine. So we can also do it. So this is our course objective. Let me share with you a beautiful hadith from the Prophet, from the 60th Imam al-Islam. Now, Abu Abdullah, Imam Jafar Sadiq al-Islam, Allahumma sallallahu. He has beautiful hadith. He says, من استمع حرفا من كتاب الله عز وجل من غير قراءة كتب الله له حسنة ومحى عنه سيئة ورفع له درجة. Imam says, when a person listens to the recitation of the Quran from the book of Allah without reading, just listens to it, for example, Allah writes for him the reward of one good deed, deletes one of his evil deeds, and raises his daraja, his rank by 1 degree, right? And then Imam says, no, and then he says, not only that, and then he says, anybody, I'm sorry, ومن قرأ نظرا من غير صوت كتب الله له بكل حرف حسنة ومحى عنه سيئة ورفع له درجة. And even somebody, for example, reads by looking at it, but without raising his voice, Allah will again write one good deed for each letter, deletes one of his evil deeds, and raises one deed. But then Imam says something interesting. And that is why I commend all of you for taking time to participate and join the course. Imam says, وَمَنْ تَعَلَّمَ مِنْهُ حَرْفًا ظَاهِرًا كتب الله له أشر حسنات ومحى عنه أشر سيئات ورفع له أشر درجات كان لا أقول بكل آية ولكن بكل حرف باء أو تاء أو شبهما. He says, but if one learns one clear letter, learns, ta'allama, studies, Allah writes for him the reward of 10 good deeds, deletes his 10 evil deeds, and raises his 10 degrees. So you can see, all this time we have been listening to Quran, we have been reciting Quran. But when you become a student of the Quran, then your status rises by 10 times. For every letter, Imam says, not every word, every letter. For example, ba, ta, for every letter, you get 10 rewards. 10 of your sins are written off, right? Deleted. And your station, your daraja is raised by 10 degrees just by learning. So you can see how much learning has preference or just listening or reciting. And that is why it's good that you have joined this class, and it's of every effort. I can assure you and I promise you that I'll try my level best to always prepare for my class and deliver to you what I've prepared, inshallah, and make it as interesting as possible. I'll also try to make it simpler, but of course, we have to learn the grammar. There is no way out. So this is hadith regarding learning. Now, what is expected from you as participants, as students, as those who have registered for the course? What do we expect from you? You should be able to read the Quranic verses and surah. Even if you're a little slow, but you should be able to read it. That is important because we are not going to teach you alif ba or how to read kataba or how to say what is fatak. No, that is not. We don't have time for that. It is a good habit to recite the Quran in the presence of others who are willing to help you improve your station. Mu'mineen, this is important. Even if you read how to recite Quran, if you are slow, always try to recite in the presence of someone. Can be your spouse, can be your uncle, can be your children, for example, who have studied better than you. You recite in their presence, and if they are correcting you, be ready to improve. Always have a Quran with text in plural translation, as we said. That when you, and for our class, we refer to the Quran again and again. So keep this thing near you, translation, right? Any translation is fine, as I said, but we use, for this course, Quran with a phrase by phrase English translation. Quran. This is we use because it is phrase by phrase easier. Right? Know how to locate a verse. This is important. You should be in a position to locate the verse very quickly. If I say go to Surah 10, ayat number 2, less than a minute you should be able to do that. It's not that people are struggling just to find it. So make sure that the translation which you have, try to go through it and let your spouse or somebody tell me the verse, and you start to locate that verse very quickly. So please do that. It is very important, in less than a minute. Or you can even use an app. I don't mind whether you use app or you use the Quran, but you should do that. Still the love for the Quran. It is important that we should have the love for the Quran. How do we do that? We listen to Quran often. We do tilawah of Quran. We study the science of Quran. We study the history of the Quran. We study the different translations, and that the three sessions try to study those things. No? So that way there's a love for the Quran. That there's always something you are doing with the Quran. Not only, for example, that in month of Ramadan you open the Quran. When somebody dies, then we are given the sipara, we start reciting. No, let's have the love for the Quran. No, let's challenge yourself in learning Quranic words. I advise everybody to at least 5 words. Today, after this class, at least 5 words. Then 7 words next day. Then 10 words. Then 14 words per day. So by the time, inshallah, even if you take 5 words, when you come next Monday to the class, you already know at least 35 words to 40 words meaning. It's important. You continue to increase the number over time, right? Partner with a colleague so the two of you can help each other. Last time we had 2 brothers here, Brother Ghulam Abbas and I think Brother Raza. They had said that they don't mind, that they would like to partner with others. So try to partner with colleagues in the class or others so that two of you can study. Develop fun for learning and understanding Quran. Not only just try to have, for example, that you're enjoying it. You have a fun of studying, understanding the Quran, learning the Quran. Try to develop the thing if possible. Okay. Let me see if there are any questions. Okay, good. Thank you for that link. So there's a link you can, for example, get this translation. Good. So now we go to lesson 1. Okay, so if you have the text in front of you, please open the text. Okay, because we are going through this thing very quickly. I want you to understand, because as we quickly revise and go to next session, so you can see in Arabic the words, known as al-kalimat, the words. Kalima is a singular word. Kalimat is plural. Kalimat, words. Okay. So kalimat can be either a noun, a verb, or a particle. Okay. So keep in mind that a word can be either noun, word, or just want to. Okay, good. So there are 3 types of words: a noun, which is ism, verb, which is fi'al, and particle, which is harf. So the author of the text renders harf as other than verb or noun. It may be harf also means letter is alif ba. So sometimes people say harf is a particle. So noun is ism, verb is fi'al, and harf is particle. But our author here, Hafiza Ifat Hassan, she says noun, verb, and then anything besides noun, verb is particle. So that's how she said. So for example, it may be because harf also means, keep in mind that harf also means letters. For example, alif, ba, ta, this also is known as harf. Now ism is plural, is asma, is the name of an object, place, person, action, or an idea. So keep in mind, noun is everything, is the name of an object, a name of a place, a name of a person, even a name of an action or an idea. So name of action, for example, standing. Standing is an action, but it is also a noun. So qiyam, for example, is, as you know, qiyam is a noun. Now, kama is to stand, but qiyam We say we do in namaz qiyam. We stand in namaz. So that standing is qiyam, which is also a noun. Okay? Verb is fa'al. This plural is af'al. Is a word that indicates action by one or more persons, including jinn and animals. So action done by jinn or animals is also a verb. In the past tense, in the present tense, and in the future tense. Because always action can be now, or it was done in the past, or it's going to happen in the future. So verb also has a connection with what? Time. And then particle, right? Harf, which is singular, is plural, is any word other than a noun or a verb. So word to, ila, or from, min, are examples of particles. Refer to the text, for example. Okay? Thank you for putting that links, Ali Raza. I'm surprised you could not find it. No, we did send this morning email whereby we had given you what the text now. Okay, so this is how we divide the Arabic words into three main categories. Either they are nouns, they are verbs, or they are particles. Okay, and then as an example, because all of us know Surah Al-Fatiha, which we cited earlier, we have taken as example Surah Al-Fatiha and divide them into three categories. Okay, so we start Quran with A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitan Rajim. Keep this in mind. Allah says in Quran, if you can open the Quran, just go to Surah number 16. Open the Quran if you have in front of you. Go to Surah number 16. Okay. Surah number 16. If you go to ayat number 98, right? If you go to ayat number 98, in my print of Quran is page 382. See what Allah says. إذا قرأت القرآن فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. When you recite the Quran, seek the protection of Allah against the outcast shaitan, right? So that is why we always say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And then we can say, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So what I've done here is that we have taken this surah and then we have divided into those three categories. Nouns, of course, nouns can be definite, indefinite, verbs and particles. Okay. So nouns, indefinite nouns is ismun. Ismun means name. Rabbun, Lord. Malikun, king. Yawmun, day. Siratun. So all these are indefinite nouns. A name, a lord, a king, a day, a path, right? These are all nouns, but these are indefinite nouns. Okay. So these are the nouns which can also be definite. Allah, Ash-Shaytan, Ar-Rajim, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Alhamdu, Al-Alameen, Ad-Dinu, As-Siratu, Al-Mustaqimu, Al-Maghdubi, Ad-Dallin. These are all part of this Surah Al-Fatiha. These are also nouns, but these are definite nouns. How do we know they are definite nouns? Because you can see there is al before that. Al. Al means the. Ash-Shaytan means the Shaitan. Ar-Rajim, the outcast. No, Rajim, Ar-Rahman, the beneficent. Ar-Rahim, the merciful, right? So if you find al before that, al, alhamdulillah, the praise. So that makes definite. Okay, definite. Then verbs. A'udhu, I seek refuge. Na'budu, we worship. Nasta'inu, we seek help. And anta, you have what favored them. You are given the name an anta. So these are verbs. Okay? And then particles. Bismillah, for example, ba'in billahi. Bismi or ba'in billahi or Auzu billahi min shaitan. Here billahi and here bismi. So you can see this billahi, this ba is a particle attached to Allah. This is ba is a particle attached to ism. Now these are particles, right? And then min and Allah and alayhim, right? So these are just an example that you take a surah and try to divide into three different categories. Any questions before we go to lesson 2? Any questions?
Assalamu
No.
alaikum. So for any sentence, these are the 4 categories that will be there, or there'll be anything else too?
No, within this there will be other categories, but there are main 3 categories. Yeah, for every
Main,
surah, these 4 categories are the main categories. Within this, there may be other categories within this, but yeah, these are the main categories. Only 3 categories, but what you've done, you've taken noun and divided into what definite, indefinite noun. Yes.
okay, so indefinite, definite, verb, and particles. So these are the
Yes,
4
yeah.
main categories. Okay.
So
Okay.
now, as a homework, just a simple homework, okay? You'll take Surah Al-Kawthar, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar, fasalli li rabbika wanhar, Inna shaniyaka walabtar. You can go online, cut and paste, okay? And then take that surah and divide into these 4 categories: indefinite noun, definite noun, verbs, and particles. And one thing which will help you is keep the translation in front of you. Okay, so you know whether this is a verb or a noun. Okay, so just as a homework for lesson 1, it's very simple homework. Take Surah Al-Kawthar, the shortest surah of the Quran, right? And take the surah and divide into either indefinite noun, definite noun, verbs, and particles. Okay, those words. I hope it should be easy. Okay? We go now to next lesson. Now, lesson 2, of course, no, if you go to lesson 2 in our lesson text, it's just some basic points. So I won't repeat them. Is that you can just go through this all non-Arabic are either masculine or feminine or gender. Yeah, you'll excuse me, I still am nursing a cough since I came from Ziyar trip. So this is it that no, you in Arabic keep in mind all nouns are either masculine or feminine. There is no exception there. No. It's like French, we are told. I don't know French, but I'm told it's like French. No? So in Arabic, everything, even for example, something like pen, right? Pen is inanimate, does not have any kind of life, but even then, it is a masculine, for example. So in Arabic, all nouns can be either masculine or feminine. Okay? And then in English, we have, for example, singular and plural. In Arabic, you've got singular, dual, and plural. Keep that in mind. Singular is just one person, one thing. Dual refers to two, right? Plural refers to two or more, In English, we have first, second, third person. The same also applies in Arabic. Now, there is first person, second person. The first person is when I am talking myself, first person. When I'm talking to you, the second person. That means I am addressing you. So you are second person. I'm talking to you. I'm addressing to you. Second person. Third person, when we talk about somebody is not present. Allah is the creator. So Allah is there, of course, but is not in our present. No, for example, say, Muhammad was a prophet. So Muhammad was a prophet. It is in history, right? So now Muhammad kana Rasulullah. So he was a prophet. That means we are talking as the third person. So in the same way, also got those 3%, right? Then of course, third person in the one. No, you said the third person in English we have first person, second person, third. No, the third person is the one spoken about, right? It's they, them, and he, right? So this is all about second, third person. These are basic points which is there in our book, which is straightforward. I don't think there are any questions. Let me see if there are any what is there in the chat. Good, okay. Now, before we go to the next lesson, these are some of the words we'll come across all the time. Because we will be discussing grammar, there are certain terminologies which we should know. So noun is the name of any living being, object, or idea. Example, a book, a man, or a command. Pronoun is a word instead of a noun. He, she, it. In Arabic, we've got hua, here, hua, here, right? So hua is he, here is she. But hua can be it and here can also be it. As I told you that in Arabic, even a thing which does not have life has a gender. So it can be hua or here, depending on the gender of the thing, right? For example, in Quran, we say, Hua Quranun. It is a Quran. So Huwa Quran, it is then Quran, but here Huwa is not his Quran, means it is a Quran. Because in English, the Quran, it will not be he, it, right? So a Quran. Or here fitnatun, it is a test. So here is, is again it. In this case, it is a test. We don't say she's a test. Here fitnatun. No. Or here jahiyatun, it is a snake. So in Arabic, it can be either huwa or here. No. Or he is huwa, she is here. Okay. Adjective is what is described a word, a straight path, a noble Quran. So these are adjectives. Siratun mustaqim, straight path. Quranun kareem, a noble Quran. So when something describes a word, is an adjective, right? Verb is that which indicates or describes an action. It's very important. So when something is describing action, this is a verb. Adverb adds information about the verb. A verb, for example, about a verb, or an adjective, or another verb. Example, speak slowly, speak gently, right? Nabi Nuh used to do tabligh day and night. So he was doing tabligh day and night. So describing his action of doing tabligh day and night. So laylan and naharan, these are adverbs. Okay? Tanween you'll find always you'll be using. So earlier when I was telling you about Surah Al-Fatiha, you can see that when there is indefinite noun, there will be tanween, ismun, rabbun, malikun, yawmun, siratun. So this tanween, dhammatain, rabbun, dhammatain, right? This is known as tanween, double noun, double fatha, double kasra, double dhamma, right? These are tanween. They indicate indefinite. Okay? So keep in mind the tanween is put as an end sound at the end of the word. We often notice double fatha, kasra, and dhamma at the end of the word. It takes place of indefinite article in English, represented by a or n. Adding l and removing tanween gives you definite. So keep in mind that there cannot be al and tanween together. People sometimes say assalamun alaikum. It's wrong because salamun is peace on you. Salam alaikum. Assalamu already is al. So because assalamu, so you can't say tanween assalamun. It is grammatically wrong. Okay? It is salamun alaikum or assalamu alaikum. Once we say assalam, that means al salam. Once you put definite article al, tanween disappears. Okay? So we say assalamu alaikum. As a student of Quranic Arabic, I don't want you to make this mistake. Many speakers also know sometimes when they want to impress upon the audience, they say assalamu alaikum. No, it's grammatical wrong. You cannot say, the and peace of Allah be on you. You can't say you can just say the peace will be on you or peace be on you. You can't say the and peace be. So keep in mind that al is definite article which removes the mean. Okay. We go to now lesson number 3. Okay, so we go to lesson number 3, page 14 in our textbook. Okay, I hope the textbook is in front of you. So pronoun is known as damir and plural is damai. The pronoun in Arabic is known as damir. You don't need to worry about these words, but in case damir means pronoun and its pronoun is damai. No. So after we read the basic points in page 13, a pronoun is a word used instead of noun. Pronouns are divided into 2 forms: detached pronoun and dependent pronoun. Now, in Arabic, unlike English, in English, for example, pronoun is he or she, right? Or they, or them, right? Or it, right? In Arabic, the pronouns, same meaning, but sometimes it can be detached, independent pronoun. Sometimes it can be attached or joint pronoun. So there will be independent pronoun or detached pronoun or joint pronoun or attached pronoun. Keep in mind. So that is in Arabic. So if you see our textbook, page 14, lesson number 3, all those pronouns you find, right? These are detached pronouns. huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, right? Anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu, nahn. So that table you can see is a detached pronoun. Detached pronoun is something that means the pronoun will be a word on its own. It will not be joined to a word before that or after that. It is just a word on its own. Okay, so that is a detached pronoun. Okay, now keep in mind, pronoun is try to master this thing well. Why? Because it's not only that you are doing the lesson of pronoun. Pronoun is used so often in the Quran. So often. Arabs use pronoun a lot. Somehow the language is such that it do that. So I'll give you two examples here. First example is Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat number 7. You can see. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم. So ختم الله على قلوبهم. Allah has set a seal on their hearts. So this there, kulubihim, qalb is heart, kulub is hearts. Allah has set a seal on their hearts, wala sami, and on their hearing. Allah is talking about the hypocrites. Hypocrites are the one Allah is talking about them. That Allah has put a seal on their hearts, on the hearing. Wala sight, also in their sight, right? Allah has sort of blindfolded their sight. Walahum azab azim. And then, of course, there is a great punishment on them. So, kulubihim, sam'ihim, absarihim, walahum, all these are pronouns which are attached to the words kulub, sam, absar, and la, right? Particular. So you can see how often it comes. Then I will give examples from Surah Al-Shams. Just now we complete Ramadan. After that we did the Eid al-Fitr. I'm sure that all of you participated in Namaz Eid, right? We recite Surah Al-Shams in the second rakah. So last ayat of the surah is this thing. Last but one, 14th ayat. فَكَذَّبُوهُ فَأَكَرُوهَا وَدَمْدَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ بِذَنبٍ فَسَوَّاهَا وَلَا يَخَافُ عُقْبَاهَا. So this is ayat number 14 to 15. So فَكَذَّبُوهُ, they call him a liar. فَأَكَرُوهَا, and they hamstrung the camel, right? فَدَمْدَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ, so the Lord crushed them. بِذَنبٍ فَسَوَّاهَا, on account of their sins, and of course leveled it. So you can see فَكَذَّبُوهُ. No, let me just highlight here. So فَكَذَّبُوهُ, this is a attached pronoun. فَأَكَرُوهَا, okay. So this ha again is a pronoun. You can see it. فَدَمْدَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ. So this him again is also a pronoun. رَبُّهُمْ. No. You can see whom is also pronoun, right? بِذَنْبِهِمْ. This is also pronoun. فَسَوَّاهَا, right? Subhanallah. So you can see, oh my goodness. Trying to just, okay. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 or no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 6 pronouns are there within one ayat. You can see. So it's not only the lesson on pronoun, but this will appear a lot. So I want you to master this thing. So pronoun can be attached or detached. Okay? We go to lesson number 4, and then I'll, so this is, for example, detached and attached pronouns. So this is detached. Huwa. Huwa means he or it. Huma means two of them. Whom is they. Here is she. So third person feminine. Third person masculine is huwa, huma, hum. Third person feminine is hiya, huma, hunna. Hunna. They, the sisters. Now, for example, if you want to say that this room is for sisters, Gurfatuhunna. Now, there is a room separately just for the sisters. We say Gurfatuhunna, the room for the sisters, no, for them, no, Hunna. Anta, second person, you. Antuma, the two of you. Antum, no, the to them, Antum, right? Anti is you. Antuma, two of them. There is no difference between masculine and feminine. It's antuma. When it comes to dual, like both in the third person, second person, there is no difference between masculine and feminine. Antunna. Now you say the sisters, you, antunna. Ana means I. Nahnu means we, two, or even more. So this is lesson 3, detached pronouns. It's stable. You must memorize it. Please, there is no way out. Those who are beginners, make sure that we must memorize this. Okay. So that is the first homework was that you will try to take Surah Al-Kawthar and let us know what are the nouns, definite, indefinite nouns, verbs, and particles. As far as this is concerned, you don't have to write or do anything. You have to memorize this table. Huwa, huma, hum. This table is input of the detached pronoun. Okay. And then we go to lesson number 4, which is now, that was attached. Attached. Now we go to attached pronouns, detached and attached pronouns. Okay. So this is important, attached pronoun. Right? So here is the example of both. This is third person masculine, third person feminine, second person masculine, second, and first person. Okay. So this is both. Who is detached, who is attached. So when it's attached pronouns, what it happens? You have to suffix. Suffix, that means to add at the end. When you suffix, it becomes attached. For example, as we saw earlier, right here it is. فَكَذَّبُوهُ. So who is attached to فَكَذَّبُوهُ? وَأَكَرُوهَا. They belied him, they hamstrung. No. So رَبُّهُمْ, their Lord. So all these are attached. Attached at the end. So these are known as suffixed. No. So attached pronouns are suffixed to the nouns or to the verb. Okay. In this case, for example, there is a verb, this is a noun. This is fakazzabu is a verb. Fakaru is a verb. But here rabbuhum, this is noun. Okay. So this is attached to verb, this is attached to verb, this is attached to a noun. Okay. So attached pronouns are actually attached, at the end of the word, either noun or a verb, which is known as suffixed. So attached pronouns are suffixed to a noun or a verb. Okay? So is huwa or who, huma or huma. So when it comes to huma, it can be either detached and also attached. So if you want to attach huma, it still be huma. Okay? Again, whom was the same case. Whom can be either detached or attached. So when you find it attached to a noun or verb, it is attached pronoun. If it is happening independently, separate as a word, it is detached. Here, for example, here means she. But you want to say her book, you say kitabuha. No, so here is she. You want to say it is her book, so it's a kitabuha. Or her pen, example. No, if this is the pen which belongs to a boy, kalamuhu. But this pen belongs to a girl or a sister, it kalamuha. Okay, so then huma and hum again is same like now. Anta and ka. For example, anta means you, but assalamu alayka, peace be on you. So that ka, assalamu alayka, ka is attached. Antuma, when it comes to what else? When it comes to, for example, attached, we say kuma, right? Antum, for example, assalamu alaykum, peace be on you. Anti and ki. Antuma, kuma, antunna, kunna. Ana, and then of course we'll see ni and nahnu na. So for example, ana means I. But if my book, we say my book, kitabi. Nahnu means we, and then our book, kitabuna. So when it comes to first person, there is no difference between male and female. I say ana, a girl would say ana. I say ana, my wife also would say ana. And we brothers will say nahnu, and the sisters also will say nahnu. So there is no difference. That's one thing. Second thing, in the second person, there is no difference between dual and plural. The moment there are two people that are there, we'll use same form, nahnu. So there is no difference between dual and plural. So that is, it makes it easier. First person is quite easy. There's only singular and then dual or plural, and there is no masculine or feminine, same. Any questions?
I have a small question, Sheikh.
Bismillah, go ahead, please.
When you showed those examples, there were a lot of him in it, right? As suffix as him. We
Yes.
don't see that him in any of those tables. So is it same as whom or?
Very good question. And I like this. This is what I want you as students to be very observant, and even small difference you make. Yes, you can see in earlier when we give those examples, it is him. Here there is whom, but here there is him. Here there is him. Here there is him. You can see here is whom again, right? So what's the difference? First of all, they mean the same thing. It is attached pronoun third person. Why it becomes him? This is because in Arabic, if, for example, whom, which is the attached pronoun, they, is pronoun preceded by a word which has a kasra, then whom becomes him. Just easier, because, for example, absarihum. Absarihum is difficult on the tongue, absarihim is easier. Okay? So keep in mind that when whom is preceded by a word in which the last letter has a kasra, then whom becomes him. Okay? Or if there is ya sakin, for example, alayhim, alayhim, for example, it is no, this is whom, it was whom, but before them there is ya sakin. So whom becomes him on account of two reasons. If there is kasra before that, becomes him. If there is ya sakin before that, okay, but they mean the same thing. But I'm glad that you asked this question. Yes, that's how I want you to observe every small things. Try to find. Any other questions?
Sorry, I'm totally new to Arabic literature. When you say khasra, what is that?
Okay, you don't know what is kasra, fatha, dhamma? Okay,
no.
You know zabar zer pesh, right?
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah, so that's same as zabar zer pesh. This is no, so zabar and zer and pesh, right? So I think zabar is what is it kasra?
Kasra is there.
Sorry?
Zabar is dhamma.
Yeah, zabar is dhamma. And
kasra
then
is there.
Zer, and then pesh is what fatha.
Fatha. No, fatha
Okay,
is,
thank you.
yeah, fatha is pesh.
Pesh.
Fatha is zabar, no?
Zabar, yeah, okay. And zer is pesh.
And zamma is pesh.
Okay. Okay, so zabar, zer, and pesh. Zabar is fatha, right?
Zabar is fatha.
Yeah, zer is kasra.
And zer is kasra, yes.
Yeah, okay, pesh is dhamma. Yeah, so zabar, zer, pesh is the same thing. Inshallah, I'm going to bring a table to say the difference. So usually we use fatha, kasra, dhamma, and in Pakistan, in Iran, they use zabar, zer, pesh. So I will, inshallah, make a table next time and keep it to you so you know those differences.
Okay, so you're saying that whenever there is a alphabet with the zer,
yes,
so it becomes him.
Yes.
And if it is not zer, it will become hum.
Yes. Zer and
The
also
meaning-
ya sakin, like alayhim.
Yeah, without this thing, yeah, sakit ye or what the sakit word. That I understood, yeah. So this will make it him, otherwise it will be hum, but the meaning will remain same.
Exactly. Him and also the same also who become he.
Yeah. Who will become,
For example,
okay.
this who will become he in the same case if there is kasra or ya sakin. Okay.
That is why for female we have ha, it won't be he.
Yeah, for her it is always ha because that's female.
Yeah, so when there is he, it is male. It's still not
Yes,
female.
Yes, exactly, yes.
This is complicated.
For example, we say alayhi salam, right? So it is
Yeah.
alayhi salam is peace be on him.
Him.
So it was Allah and becomes ya sakin alayhi salam. Peace be on him.
So that's why we say salamullahi alayha is it
Yeah.
fem when we say about
Salamullah, no, Salamullah, alayha. Yeah, that is Allah's peace be on her.
her?
Yeah, alayha.
Yeah, so when
Alayha
we
will
say
be on her, alayhi will be on him. For
alayhi,
example, no, we say alayhi salam, no, Ali alayhi salam, but Fatima alayhi salam.
alayhi salam. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to see that. Yeah, okay, got it. Thank you.
Any other questions? So we go to now. Let me see what is there in the chat. Okay, thank you. Zabar is fatah, zel is kasra, and dhamma is pesh. Okay. So it is somebody has put in the chat, and inshallah we will also put in the table. So I know that in India, Pakistan, and in Iran they use zabar zel pesh. In Africa, where I was raised in Arabia, they use fatah kasra dhamma. We go to next slide. Okay, next lesson. Now we come to pronouns. Attach the pronouns with noun. So we already know the pronoun, but now we attach it with a noun. Okay, so a pronoun can be attached to a noun, can be attached to a verb, can be attached to a even particle. Keep in mind, a pronoun can be attached to a noun, can be attached to a verb, can be attached to a particle. Okay? So kalam means a pen. Kalamun means a pen. A pen. For example, I say a pen, I've got on my table maybe 10 pens, right? So a pen, any pen, right? Now, but we say now this is pen. Now you want to make this pen belongs to him. So we say kalamuhu. So now that kalamun, a pen, once you put a pronoun hu, it becomes definite. Kalamun is indefinite, a pen. Kalamuhu means his pen. So now out of all the pen, we are referring to that particular pen which belongs to him. Okay, so kalamuhu, and that is why kalamun, which had tanween disappears, becomes only kalamuhu. Do you see why we cannot say kalamunhu? Kalamun, no. Kalamunhu, that means a pen his, no. His pen is definite now. Okay, so kalamuhu is definite, al kalamu is also definite. Al kalamu, that means the pen, or kalamu his pen. Okay, so you can attach a pronoun to a noun, to a verb, to a particle. Okay, we'll give you the example. So, for example, minhu, from him. Jitu minhu. For example, if somebody asks, where are you coming from? I want to say, I went to my son. I'm coming from his place. So, jitu minhu. No, I came from him. Minhu, from him. That means I visited my son. Now I'm coming from him. No, so minhu, you can see. So, the particle. Min is the particle. Who is a noun. Okay. So keep in mind. So kalamuhu, his pen. Kalamuhuma, their pen. But because we are students of Quranic Arabic, we will not translate just there. We'll say there into bracket to male. Keep in mind. Just now, whenever you translate, I ask you to translate from Arabic into English. Don't just say there. Because in English, there can be dual, can be plural, can be masculine, can be feminine. No. In Arabic, there's different. No. So kalamuhuma means the pen of two men, their pen. Kalamuhum, again, their pen. But no, kalam, their masculine. That means pen of menful, kalamuhum. For example, if I decide that this particular pen is going to be all the men in my class, they are going to use it. And then sisters will have a different pen. So there is no kind of exchange, right? They have their own pen. So kalamuhum, their pen, menful. Okay? Kalamuha, her pen. No, that means it belongs to her. Kalamuha belongs to your sister, to your wife, to your daughter, right? Kalamuha. Kalamuhuma, their pen. Same as, when it comes to dual, it's same as what masculine and feminine. So kalamuhuma means their pen, the two female. Kalamuhunna, their pen. But now this belongs to sisters. Kalamuhunna. No? So this is, kalam which is attached to pronoun hunna. Now you want to second person, you want to somebody. This pen belongs to you. This is your pen. Kalamuka. This is pen of two of you. Kalamukuma. Kalamukum. This is pen of yours or men, right? Kalamuki. This is your pen or sister. Kalamukuma. This is your pen, the two of you. Kalamukunna. This is the pen of you sisters. Kalami. That means my pen. Kalami and kalamuna, our pen. So this is same word. Now let us try to put kitab, okay? So can I have volunteers use this word kitab instead of kalam and add the pronouns? Anyone can do. Well, no, you can start with third person. Start with third person.
Kitabuhu.
Kitabuhu, yes.
Kitabuhuma. Kitabuhum.
Ahsant. So kitabuhu, kitabuhuma, kitabuhum. No. His book, their book, two of them, and their book, menfolk. Yes. Anybody will go from third person feminine?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillah.
Kitabuha, kitabuhuma, and kitabuhunna.
Ahsant. Kitabuha, kitabuhuma, kitabuhunna. No, this is your pen, her pen, for example, her book, and their book, and then their sister's book, kitabuhunna. Okay, good. Second person masculine?
I'll go.
Bismillah.
It's kitabuka, kitabukuma, and kitabukum.
Ahsant. Kitabuka, kitabukuma, kitabukum. Second person feminine?
I'll go.
Bismillah.
Kitabuki.
Go ahead. Yes, that's correct.
Correct? Okay. Kitabukuma. Kitabukunna.
Ahsant. Kitabuki, kitabukuma, kitabukunna. So you can see, right? So we are attaching a noun to the pronouns, okay? And then of course, finally, first person.
I can go.
Go ahead.
Kitabi,
Yes.
kitabuna.
Yeah. Kitabi, our book, kitabuna, right? Our, as I can say, okay, with two or even more. So this table is a guide. You can take any word and try to add to that. And just for example, we say Kitabullah, right? It comes in Quran, the same book of Allah. The word kitab comes often in the Quran. Besides Quran, also it comes kitab. Kitab here will be scripture, a divine book, Kitabullah, Baytullah. For example, Kitabullah, we know now is Allah's book, Baytullah, house of Allah, right? We're referring to Khana Kaaba. Okay, good. There's some exercises. Let me see if there's an exercise here. Yes, if you see on page 19, okay, Kume, on page 19 of the text, lesson 5, there is an exercise there, you can see. Write the pronoun table for each of the following nouns with translation. So there is kalamun, which you've done. So forget about kalamun, but there is baytun, there is rabbun, there is rasulun, abdun, and ismun. Okay, so you can decide to 5 of them or any 2 of them, you can do that as exam. Okay, and once, if anybody does the exercise, if you send me, today is Monday, if you can send me, let's say by Thursday, then I will mark for you. So I'll go through the exercise and I'll send you my comments. Okay, so feel free, and you can either write with transliteration, or if you know, I'll later on show how to type Arabic, all those things. We do it later on. I don't want to overwhelm you all these things. So either you can write it with hand and then scan it and send it, or you can just write transliteration. Okay. If you do those homework, I'm going to mark for you and also send my comments to you. Okay? But yeah, the homework is there. On page 19, there's exercise. Okay. So there's kalam, bayt, rab, rasul, ab, ism. We've already done kalam. Okay. not only what column, we also done another. For example, I think if you see the next slide, there's already Baiti also is there. So you don't have to Bait. Bait is also been done, right? So Bait is here. Baituhu, Baituhuma, Baituhum. Baituha, Baituhuma, Baituhunna, right? So this is Bait, right? And then we have another here, Rabbuhuma. So I can already, subhanAllah. So the first three already I've done for you. The other three you have to do is Rasul, Abd, and Ism. Okay? So you see, this is attached pronoun with Rab. Okay, that was Rasul, and earlier was Kalam. Well, I don't mind. If you people would like to create a WhatsApp group and share with you, I don't mind. Just let me know that if it's okay with you, then email me, then I'll share your number with others. Just now, when we take your numbers and email, it is just for purely for administrative purpose. We don't share with anybody. That's why even when I email you, I blind copy to you, because just to respect your privacy. But if you would like to make a group and share with each other, I don't mind. Just let me know, then I'll share with the rest of the group, okay?
I have a question here. So this
Yes.
pronouns which we have to make, it is like the same table which we did just now, like with
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
same table.
pronouns, male,
Same
female.
table. Yeah, this is, for
Okay.
example, you can see I've done three for you. One is Kalam, next is Bait, and next is what, Rab, right? On page 19, there are 6 words. Kalam, Baitun, Rabbun, Rasulun, Abdun, Ism. So you can do the remaining 3. Rasulun, Abdun, and Ism. Is that clear? Again, if you do it, I will mark for you. I would encourage you to do it, but if you don't do it, I understand all of you are mature people. You have work and other things, but it will really help. You may think that I know it, but when you sit and do the homework, you really feel that no, we are learning it. No? Because you need to, this particular table, which we did earlier, let me tell you one thing. This table is must. Every one of us must memorize this table. There is no way. You need this thing again and again. Throughout your learning, you will come across, as I told you, the pronouns are used very regularly by the Arabs, especially in the Quran. You'll find a lot. We'll give you more examples. You'll be surprised how much they are being used. Okay? So you have to memorize this table. So if you do those homework, inshallah, I'll mark for you. But please send them by Thursday, because I also conduct another class, okay, another course. Now, lesson number 6, as we said earlier, that a pronoun can be attached to a noun. A pronoun is also can be attached to a verb. So nasara. Now, the whole level 1, level 2, level 3, even level 4 is just nouns. This is the only lesson whereby we talk about verb, because just now the approach of this author, this book, her approach is she uses the noun first 26 lessons, then she comes to verb and then other things. But this is the only time we are going to use the verb as an example attached to the pronoun. So the verb nasara means to help. He helped. Iza ja'a nasrullah, right? We say also in majlis, often you say, Imam ki nusrat ke liye gaye. We say, he went for the nusrat of Imam. Nusrat is help, okay? So nasara is to help. So nasara is a verb. So now we attach the pronoun to a verb. Nasarahu, he helped him. Nasarahuma, he helped them. Nasarahum, he helped them, male folk. These 2 male, but Nasarahuma. Nasaruha, he helped her. Nasarahuma, he helped 2 sisters. Nasarahunna, he helped the female. Nasaraka, he helped you. Nasarakuma, he helped you menfolk. Nasarakum, he helped you menfolk. No. Nasaraki, Nasarakuma, Nasarakunna, right? And Nasarani. So remember earlier I told you, here you can see this is Nasar. The only difference between noun and verb is in noun we say kitabi. In verb we don't say Nasari, we say Nasarani. And that is why you can see here in this table, right? You can see it is ye No, kitabi, when it comes to noun, we say nasarani. You see, nasarani. We don't say nasarani. So only the difference is first person, when it comes to first person singular, instead of ya, we say ni. Okay, there's only difference. Otherwise, it is same as noun and pronoun. So nasara, here is nasara. Now again, if you want to practice, you go to lesson 5. This is lesson 6, right? So if you go to lesson 6 in our text, text lesson 6, page 21, you can see there are 6 words. Razaka, ja'ala, katala, nasara, daraba, taraka. Razaka, he gave, or no, he provided, from risk, he gave or provided. Ja'ala, he made. Katala, he killed. Nasara, he helped, if you are doing. Daraba, he hit. Taraka, he left, right? So you can use the same table, but change Nasara to Razaka. Change Nasara to Ja'ala. Change Nasara to Katala. So Katalahu, he killed him. Katalahuma, he killed 2 of them. Katalahum, he killed many of them. Imam Ali, right, is known that when he went to the battle, the number of people he killed is equal to the remaining of the people killed. So all the Muslims in Badr, they kill number of people. If you take all those killed, Imam Ali was able to kill alone all those people. So Katalahum, he killed so many of them, right? So this is Katala. So this is, when it comes to pronoun, you can attach to also verb. Noun and also to a verb. Katala.
So I have a question here.
Yes.
You say Nasarahu, he helped him.
Yes.
But if you wanted to say she helped him, then?
Yeah. So just now we are using only Nasara, which is masculine. Now, when you want to say she helped him, you have to change first of all Nasara to Nasarat. Okay. But as we said that our lesson just now is not about verbs. Our lesson is about noun. Because if you want to say she helped him, or they helped him, the sisters helped them, or the 2 sisters helped them, then you have to first change the Nasara to Nasarat. For example, Kala means he said, but Quran also says Kalat, she said, that referring to, for example, Maryam said, or for example, let's say Bilqis said, or right, so we say Kala and Kalat. So first you have to change, you have to conjugate verb into a masculine, feminine, which is not our just now lesson, because we will not get into verbs until after lesson 27. So that is why just now just concentrate in changing masculine and then adding a pronoun to it.
Thank
you. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So again, if you want to do a practice, there are verbs there, and if you do it, I will mark for you. That is my commitment. Any of my, I put my time aside for all these classes, not only preparing and giving, but also marking. So this is part of the thing. So if anybody does it, we will mark it. The only request is that please email us by Thursday, inshallah, and then we'll send you our comments. Okay. Later on, we are also going to show you how to type Arabic and everything, but that will come later on. I don't do everything at a time, then you may get overwhelmed about it. Okay. We go to next lesson. Now, of course,
can I ask?
Yes, Bismillah.
Just to clarify, so for the first person, male or female, the ni comes only when it is attached to a verb, correct?
Yes.
And ye comes...
Ni only comes attached to verb and only with first person.
Correct. And ye comes only when, if it is not verb.
Yes.
If it's a noun.
Kitabi, kalami, baiti, rabbi, right?
Okay. Okay.
Good. Yeah, please feel free to ask questions. This is a classroom, it's not a majlis, okay? It's a classroom. So seek about clarification and never hesitate to ask questions. I always tell my students that it can be a dumb answer, but not dumb question, okay? So please feel free to ask and seek clarification. It's very important. Okay. So we're almost 10 o'clock. We still have 1 minute to any questions. No? So we have not entered lesson 7, 8, but I would like you to just revise it before coming to the next class. Okay. So coming again, we have one homework is you take Surah Al-Kawthar, okay, and try to find the definite noun, indefinite noun, verb, and particle. Okay. Second question is that you have to memorize this table. Okay. On slide number, this is slide number 10. Sorry, slide number 10. This is, we must memorize this thing. Oh, please, that is your third. Of course, is if you have time, then I want you to go to page 19 of your text. Right, there are 3 words there: Rasulun, Abdul, Ismun. If you can take any of these 3 or even 2 or 1 and conjugate in a table by attaching to a pronoun, okay? And then you go to page number 21, which is verbs. Razaka, Ja'ala, Katala, Nasara, Daraba, Taraka. You can take any 2 or 3 of them and conjugate with a pronoun. Is that clear? Inshallah, when I email, this is what we are saying will be recorded. So this recording will be put on our website. The slides also will be posted on our website. So when I post these slides on the website, I'm going to also put the homework there. So you know that what is homework.
So we can write it down in a notepad and then take a screenshot and send you in the email?
Yeah, you can write on a notepad, and for example, scan is better, but if you don't have a scanner, then just take a picture. The only thing that when people take a picture, sometimes no, it's difficult to open, but yeah, whatever you can do it, no, and send it to us.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, even email, yeah. So the cost also same, yeah, email, yeah. Just so go to any website online, which is Quran, cut and paste, and then you can just say which word is noun, which word is particle, and which is verb. Yeah. Any other questions? Again, thank you very much for joining us, especially you came on time, so it helps us to start on time. As namaz time gets late, so we'll do that. We'll start exactly on time. We'll stop, say namaz, and then continue. I know 15 minutes is not enough for 2 namaz. So what we can do, I suggest, is that you can say Maghrib namaz and then say Isha after that. There's nothing wrong in it, because in between we are studying, learning something. Or you can say Maghrib namaz and Nafila of Maghrib, and then we do the class, and then we continue. Any other questions? So inshallah, by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, the slides and the recording should be there. So you have to just go to the website, Al-Islam, our website, academyislam.com, Ali, ALI, -682. If you go there, you'll find the recordings and also the notes there, the slides, inshallah. But we'll also email you. Once they're done, we'll email you, inshallah. Any questions? Thank you. التماس الدعاء. وصلى الله على الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد.
Thank you,
Okay.
Sheikh.
Inshallah. See you next week, inshallah.